Now, after all these things, oh, but now look at this. Yeah, can you tell me this? I had a finance minister of Ghana and America and our war IMF, the World Bank, IMF for almost spring event to be a Debiano every year. Biano world leaders, basically those in charge of economies. Omoba and among also be connecting nations to other nations, how to open up their countries through economic dialogue. And people also come to assess. In fact, the IMF, the World Bank, they come and they have this chit chats and all that. Some of them come for assessment. And what is coming from a year IMF meetings where across Washington DC, and they say World Bank applauds Ghana's turnaround, hails finance minister's leadership. World Bank, omni Ghana ye jumache, and World Bank no my grants, sometimes no my loans. Different finance ministers are omudi Ghana. So in fact, the World Bank dealt with Kenofuriata for 8 years, so they know the damage at Kenofuriata. In fact, so many mukrampa when COVID-19 hit, the World Bank, the amount of money they gave to Kenofuriata and MPP in Kwasiafono to help heal Ghana, take Ghana out of that COVID-19 shock. Your economy is suffering. They saw how Kenofuriata and MPP Bawumiamo omo messi sikali up. They saw the opportunities at Ghana wa out of greed into MPP ran a country down into the ditch. A year and almost 4 months, and NDC about power. Atuforsen has been the finance minister, and when they look at the numbers, almost Ghana is sick as some baby ana a chere, baby ana a jina. Send ye sika some say ya ejigu ya MPP akromfo Bawumiana o chatro ekufuado eka say when a better leader comes the country will get back on its feet. Omo wuni nyina. And omo be a Ghana in a year 4 months Atuforsen through his leadership as the finance minister. Atuforsen ebedi finance minister ana John Mahama appointed Atuforsen. Ya antisa Atuforsen ene nam ka kire Ghana for say onim economy ana economics chire obi awo. Atuforsen never bragged about the credentials, the onim our economy. Atuforsen never did that. Before John Mahama appointed Atuforsen as the finance minister, a few people, even though believed to say he could do the job, now we felt to say the damage and MPP created to it was going to be difficult for a young man like Atuforsen to take Ghana out of that ditch. And then Menoka say, upon all that is happening in this world, remember, Ukraine, Russia war, and the whole Kosovo, Iran, America, Israel war, Kosovo, still the dollar is at 11. I was out here say, through the leadership of Atuforsen Diaba Finance Ministry, and the way prudently he's managing Ghana's finances, Abrofono are shocked. Because typically, countries, hardly do you get, or do countries get somebody who is good with finances, or who is good at finances, and also who is a very good politician. And you see, there's something in Atuforsen, majority of Ghana for share. You can get a fine president, but majority now, you wouldn't say, in our history, you're to president to be or you're good at this, but on you're good at this. You're to leader be and you're to finance minister be or you're good at this, or you're good at this. But there's one unique thing about Atuforsen. Or you're a good politician and also a good economist. And in the Atuforsen, the leadership when it comes to Ghana, your finances now, shock a lot of people. No? So about politics as politics are, as a politician, he's an exceptional politician. And you can talk about the time now or the leader of the NPP, NDC in opposition. We saw what he brought on board. How he was able to change the leadership, the style of the NDC in opposition. In fact, through the hard worker Haruna Idrisu Atuforsen ebe pekifi ono. So many people thought to say, na Atuforsen end to me and live up to expectation, because he's not the type who is always talking about his credentials. He's not the type of Debiano Jina baby or bragging about the onim. In the time a minority leader cry in opposition, people were still not convinced to say Obetwa Yejuman, but you saw how he was able to transform the leadership of the NDC in opposition. And I would like to give credit to Haruna Idrisu and Muntakam, the job they did for Atuforsen to continue. But you see, that part of Atuforsen as a politician as a politician who can reach out, as a politician who has the leadership qualities, as a politician who can lead a group of people who are in despair. Let me tell you, when the NDC were in opposition, they didn't have the numbers, the leadership, the NPP, the NDC as a political party. Every single person was basically, everybody called in. There was this kind of hope that people were looking for. Atofos must step in. With the experience, you could see, say, the face of the NDC in opposition changed in Parliament. Now, that is quality when it comes to govern, when it comes to politics. And when you take this guy, now that he's a political ship, he's an exceptional leader. And one unique thing about him, and they say, you don't hear him talk a lot, but his whole thing is about, let me deliver. And when I deliver, the people will understand why I should be kept where I am or why I should be given the nod. Today, he has been given the finance ministry. John Mahama, from roads to land to all sort of works. About 4 ministries now are very difficult for John Mahama to pick people to lead. Because like John Mahama, a mistake. And a baby to say, health. Or you the wrong person and can buy any or your mistake and a baby to say land because we're faced with crazy galamsey menace and hardly do you hear people talk about galamsey. Sa akumana and for edikoye galamsey they hope you even though a man for the whole galamsey we are trying to fight it. You know, you could see say that free range galamsey no, that conversation is not there because the land minister is delivering. Now you come to a ministry like finance, which is not an easy ministry. In fact, all the ministers are working, but somebody would say we needed somebody who was all over the place, speaking and making noise and telling people, I went to school here, because school was minimum way. But Atoforsen humbly took that position. And in fact, to be very honest with you, from the beginning, all of us were scared. We thought to say, damage about Umiaye, damage of Furia, this guy, Obet Tribe, but in just a year and 4 months, the kind of job at Atofos na yeno. Let us be honest. You can say Obi a versatile politician. Atofos is a versatile politician. Atofos na chre say Oman the political job so nya on disappointed. Oman the leadership job on disappointed. Wasache say o the economy shining sa on disappointed. And these are the kind of people we need. I'm not going to talk for anybody, but so we are Jumana. And there's one thing I've noticed about Atofosin. He wants to work for people to see, for people to speak on it. Into a year, Jumakrana or achieve and also or Chaki successor, he does not speak about it. Because the Jumana or the impact will reflect in the lives of the people. The impact as a finance minister will reflect in the life of a businessman. The impact of a finance minister, it will reflect in the lives of Ghana, the trade unions. Juma Obeyano, the reflection will be on the scoreboard, and you will see the dollar will be stable. You will see, say, all the things we need to do as a nation moving forward. No man for 8 years, there will be there, and everywhere you go in Ghana, it's the big push. It is because we have people managing our finances well. So the roads minister can get access to funds for our roads to be built. Now, if you're able to connect all the roads, it means you are connecting the nation. You are basically putting blood in every single place in the country. That means the country's heart is going to start beating again, because majority of our farmers, any idea, they need better roads to bring all this food back into the system for us to eat some and then export some. Me as a journalist, I'm going to be very honest with you. He's a versatile politician. And over Africa, hardly do you get a versatile politician. That is what we have in John Mahama. John Mahama is a versatile politician. John Mahama here Juma on Kasa, but you feel it. You see the changes. You see how their oil impacted lives positively. And this is what we always want from our politicians. So this guy is working, whether you like it or not. Right now, I can tell you, he's one of the finest politicians at Ghana. He's presentable as a leader. He's humble as an individual. And when it comes to Obi Awetime leading the confidence about Krumua, it is not easy to bring confidence back into a country. Right now, businessmen, they have confidence. Multi-million-dollar companies have confidence. This guy has been able to bring that confidence that Bawumia killed. This guy has been able to bring Ghana back to the world market where, and the IMF, World Bank, they see Ghana and they sit at the table with Ghana and discuss. It's not about loans. It's about either grants or way forward for Ghana to come out of our mess. And that is what we are talking about. This is not a finance minister who is walking around with loan portfolio. This guy is walking around with trying to create opportunities, trying to make sure he conserves a lot. He's basically managing this country in a way we could see, say, we are not wasting money. And then as I also say, nipa. Now we'll share politicians. These are the things you analyze. And we are all excited in Ghana because the economy is doing well. Because and you get share. And we can trust the banks again. And we sit in Ghana, we know say fuel, it will not reach a level be a message so upon all the things happening around the world, you know, we know say we are stable. And that is the most important thing. If we are stable, it means we can improve. And today we have gone beyond stable. We are improving. Can't see this young man. So let us support him. Let us support. In the future, we will have a lot to say about leadership. In the future, we will have a lot to say about governance, about people who we can understand, we can support, we can push. People we can believe, say, at least you better make your confidence because of their leadership qualities. I'm not going to talk much, but I'm very excited to see this. And I'm going to tell him, say, whatever he's doing, he's getting it right. Whatever he's doing, whatever he's putting in, he should not deviate from what he's doing. He should still keep his humble personality. He should still be open for more ideas. He should be resolute when it comes to decision making. So be just or the keep the money and tell them they have to use the money in the right way. The difference between Atufos and any other finance ministers is that Atufos just doesn't give you money. You need to prove to Atufos Sikana here. In the past, we have seen finance ministers, okay, so here's cannot the amount. No, everybody has to get access to money. But there should be a reason. You should prove beyond reasonable doubt that Sikana ya de maono a taxpayers' money. Into Sikana ojino o de koya de man faso abaso because o de kona o kosena me finance minister me na menya asem. So he's bringing some kind of decorum, decency, and some kind of what we call spending in the right way. You know, that is what that we needed. We could not pick our priorities right in the past. But now we can sit and say, this is good, this is okay, this is right, this is immediate, this is the long term, this is the short term, and that is what this man brings to the table. Atufos has really worked well. He's also acting as a defense minister, not a joke. He is working and acting as a defense minister at the same time as the finance minister. Don't joke with such people. Oh, you're versatile. Very, very important. Now, something is happening at Ghana ports. Before I go Ghana ports, understand, it is still Pioto. Weja, Pioto never bought it. Still Pioto. Yeah, it is Pioto. You people should not forget Aikale and Jessica. Pioto. Oh, what kind of Frenchman? Pantalon. It's a French one. Time new one come to French which pantalon. But all they told me because of the F no, also do re mi fa so no. F na show no silent. Sometimes no it rings. You can say someone share music. You can say letter be ring yeah. It me call so and then a bridge words. Into pantalon. Because it do F no. Do re mi fa so fa into pantalon. Pantalon. But we understand now. F no breaky the fano the fasono into do you say panlon into make to better or padlock and your padlock and no into Pioto the French no panlon guy nagasana me versatile this out of force AI assistant system biaba boa custom officers ema omutumi edi omudwuma no den pepepe ewo kwan peso a aban etuminya enough revenue. Now, Guta, any other groups are omuyejuma port no raise the issues about this system. In fact, uti omwa omo person mo kire say this Publican AI di aba ye port no omo de omo hu ni say emwa if we say machine no ana AI system na ye de abeka softwares no ho na edi dwuma no quotations any prices be a say omo charge containers no sometimes no AI Publican AI system no a charge broso and omuhu ni say sometimes a bi ukra argument on my end say Publican AI we no den customs for ejuma efri omunsem. Now, but when you look at the system very well, na Anthony Kwesi Sapon on na GRA commissioner and wakasa or say Publican AI system we are omde aba ye porta eboa ama enkofo akle omu containers any goods from the port 2 weeks pa omde buy etimi ama Ghana enya 1.2 billion cedis 2 weeks. Now this is a new system yade ba abeboa custom officers emo omudwumadie na omudi no ACP. Now remember, the human factor in every organization especially in our part of the world nipa factor na ewom no eno na sebio a breedy corruption. Now the introduction of this Publican AI is basically as a consulting avenue for the custom officials. So only to say custom for container be aba or say nipa and sometimes omu biam omu hwehwem omu ya tabulation a container where be ya calculation 1 2 3 4 5, but the AI machine technically what it does is say it will for base price in Africa into a say be a 40-footer container oko Togo oko Burkina oko Guinea oko Kenya, so will be the 40-footer container bar send a what's the base price here. 40-footer container there and a 40-foot container there you need maybe 10,000 Ghana and a base. Now side base in say and then the final amount you have to pay to take the container out of the port, but at least something has been established. Say a 40-foot container and quadia, at least the base price it starts from 10,000 Ghana cedis. That is what this AI machine is helping, assisting the custom officials to do. Now, when it comes to the content of containers, respective containers, sometimes the machine will need the assistance of humans to do physical checks, because the AI system cannot go and open containers and say, oh, on a normal day, 40-foot container, 200 tons of rice. Now, if the container comes there, 190 tons the womb and a broad 13 shema, maybe the AI system cannot detect that. It will need the assistance of physical custom officers to open the container and say, oh, say AI and charge a container with 20,000. You go inside, they are supposed to charge it 18,000 because maybe the physical human being able to reach, the system cannot reach. That is the only thing that is happening here. Now, in 2 weeks, if a system has been put at the port, now you're to 1.2 billion. It means say, if even the system is not perfect, when we do better reforms and restructure it well, we will be making more than 1.2 billion cedis in 2 weeks. Meaning, it is all about improving the services, improving the work now. Publican AI. So it is too early for us to rubbish it. The reason why I have a problem with some of these people, any good money I didn't say, when we introduce these kind of reforms, this kind of technology to help custom officers to work well and faster now, the people who try to fight these kind of things, most of the time, I am not benefited from corrupt custom officials. When people start to fight technology, that means the human factor they feel say that human factor is being taken out or it's being limited. Now there's nowhere Obibetumaka say sir Publican AI is going to totally take away custom officials' job. No. But what it is doing is that first na the containers ba almost sorry no makojina port no mutate bribe that machine cannot pay bribe to it. That part of that human factor part na the bribe emanko for we are in fact nipa yebe me say 10 million Ghana cedis a day. Now it is going to drop to 2 million Ghana cedis a day, which is better than nothing. Now as time goes on, this AI system we will start to reform it well. We will get to, in fact, work on it for it to adapt to the system well. Now, if in 2 weeks, a country is able to make 1.2 billion, all because AI system was introduced to support humans at the portal, then it means that if we basically give it chance, it means that when there's a good collaboration between the AI system and human now, we are going to make more than what we have been able to make in 2 weeks. Now, the GRA boss, the GRA commissioner today, went out to inspect this system. So, what exporters will say importers now, and now what guta for now. And I'm a press conference. In fact, Mati say, I'm going strike because of this. In fact, I'm port one exporters and importers. They have a name. But Mati say, I'm shippers authority for Asia. I'm say, I'm striking on Bekono, I'm postponing, which is fine. But you see, when you listen to press and in some you could see clearly say, some people who import are not comfortable with this kind of system, able weed out the inconsistencies and the corruption at our porter. Sikana there are some people who are not comfortable with that. Let's go listen to our press conference. This is a year the Guta press conference year it's here say penny a year the Publican AI system so.
So the Secretariat is referenced by the AI Publican Committee. There is no published appeals protocol, no data submission interface, no defined resolution timelines. As a result, traders and agents are compelled to rely on physical visits. You need to go there. You need to go and see somebody. If no one is there, you go and sit there the whole day and come back. Informal engagement is what is now we are being forced to do. And then ad hoc escalation channels. In fact, somebody from Paga will send a document to me. If I show you my phone, almost every day people are sending me these issues. Then you forward it to CTSB. So if this gentleman is busy, it will be there till the next day, the next week. There is no formal policy position on valuation methodology of used goods. No treatment of non-standard items. And then adjustment factors for conditions at age or origin is also a fiasco. Now, transparencies, inordinate valuations have altered duty payments. Cargo remains uncleared. Financial exposure continues to accumulate daily. So the person cannot pay duty, but is forced to be crying over the mortgage that is going to come. The same port, what is Ghana port, was also calculating rent.
So you see, that's where our problem is. Guta and some people at the port, this system, I won't see here, taking advantage of the system. They like it. Obviously, when you want to introduce a new system, our porter, remember, over Ghana revenue generation, your port, and you get a lot of money from. Now, introducing such a system, you need to understand. Say there's going to be some difficulties. That does not mean say as time goes on, some difficulties they will not be solved. No. Now, what they are doing is they are even rubbishing the thing. They are rubbishing the system or the new idea, even before it starts to work. That's not how it works. We cannot reject everything because Mwana Moka. Munyo bedru porter ni ya ding custom officials for delay slow now we are going to have a system even though from the beginning it might not be as consistent as you think or say but as time goes on reforms will be done, things will be worked on, and this thing will run smoothly. So why should you have a problem when a system has been introduced? System you can do 1 month and quickly Guta force strike. Me, I feel say Guta for last week, said the leadership of Guta, importers. The leadership of Guta. Open Kofua Obu Ghana for power porter. The leadership of Guta. They have had their way for a very long time. Dupe system. Let me tell you. There are some Guta leadership here. Companies that port, they pay less than 30% of how much the amount they have to pay at the port. I'm telling you. And you see, such an advanced system is being rolled out. Suddenly, they are so agitated, they are so angry. Suddenly, they see problems with this system than anything else. Go and see the amount of money you lose our ports in Ghana. You can see, say, the leadership, they are trying everything possible to block all these loopholes. majority of these people calling themselves importers are free Ghana. I'm not saying say all importers are stealing from the country. But the fact of the case is a majority of these importers they don't pay the right amount. Now, because they cannot convince the machine, because they cannot steal from the machine, because they cannot tell the machine, say, oh, what's all your koni, hey, minimum, what my friend is saying, because they cannot say, hey, now, me why the unya bande buy, hey, and yeah, because they cannot relate to the machine as relatives, because they cannot call the machine on phone at night and say, oh, as me see, where the I actually for mommy, never be a year and Camry be, oh, where the wawunim, so the unya ketu anime, where the unya na mniko school, they cannot do that with the Publican system, no. So they are trying to rubbish it before Krampo say ebe go out and benefit Ghanaians. Now the GRA boss paid a visit to where the system Sibi Amo putting it together. Let's go watch the GRA boss the visit to the port. Mr. S, Mr. P, I need the video. The GRA boss paying a visit. Mr. S. I don't have it. I have it. Thank you very much, team. Thank you.
For Publican, it took averagely about 2 hours for our officers to be able to scan through a load of information to arrive at a decision. What Publican is doing is to the same information, analyze it in 5 minutes and generate a report for the officer and allow the officer to go through it and make the right decision. Publican will help the officers to accurately determine the country of origin, because that's a key factor in the determination of the taxes. Second is a classification. Every product manufactured and traveling across the world has a unique code. And when you miss that unique code, you will not pay the right taxes. And finally, how much is an item paid for which the taxes ought to be collected? Publican does not make a decision. Publican facilitates and assists the officer to arrive at a decision. 2 weeks before the introduction of Publican, we were generating a revenue of about 2.4 billion Ghana cedis. 2 weeks after the introduction of Publican, we are generating 3.6 billion Ghana cedis. That means that within 2 weeks alone, Publican is assisting us to raise revenue by 50%, almost 50%, that's 1.2 billion. Since the introduction of Publican, about 75% of declarations that are made are compliant. However, we are seeing the remaining 25 where Publican is telling us that as custom officers, we should look deeper. But more importantly for importers and agents, we already before Publican had what we call an appeal team in place. So where there's a disagreement with one officer, the importer or agent will escalate it to this appeal team. We want to assure that that appeal team is still in place. It is working as it has been before and after Publican. So we encourage importers to use that system. To assure importers that the introduction of the system will not go against their interests, we've added a second layer, which also stand by and meets at least twice a week. So if an importer or agent is still not satisfied with the initial appeal process, they can still make the appeal to this team. And we are saying that this appeal is not manual. You put your appeal in the ICOMS, we pick it up in the ICOMS, we analyze it. If you have to meet the importer, we meet them, we put the results and the conclusions in ICOMS. Going forward, we've introduced the 24-hour shift system at the customs valuation department. That way, as goods come in from end to end, we are running 24-hour system to support that. Secondly, also to encourage our agents and freight forwarders that the results of Publican are available to them as much as available to custom officers. They must also continue to learn and know how Publican works so that they can improve the efficiency of their work and be able to improve the collaborative work that we have with Customs Division of GRA. Revenue is the lifeblood for the development of the nation. Let us do our best to ensure that we play our part, we declare correctly to the state, and the state correctly also assesses and takes the revenue. Know your taxes, pay your taxes, and together, let's build the Ghana we want. Thank you.
Well, into one part of what problem with this system? And the good thing about this system through the initiative, the thinking ability of the finance minister. A collaboration between the finance ministry led by Ato Forsen and the GRA. This is what we call leadership. In the end, mo port no etiminya more revenue no. Go and thank Atoforsen and thank the GRA boss. I've had my own issues with them in the past. At a point, I was on them because I wanted some things to be done. And I spoke in their faces and said, these are things that has to be done. I did not spare them. But today, they have proven me wrong. At least this alone, we as a people, we should applaud this initiative. Anytime I say, the leadership you have today, you people should be happy about it. In Chechema, a GRA boss, Mr. Anthony Sapon, editor one, as simple. This system is available to the importer and it's available to the custom officials. This serves as a backup for you, the importer, and also as a backup for the custom service. The custom for the crampo, nyama be able for any so no say almost overcharge. You too have access to this same system. You can tell them, say, no. This is what the system is saying. You are charging this amount of money, but the system is saying otherwise. So you people were trying to cheat me. This is transparency at its highest form. This is transparency. This is a leadership that is trying to make sure, say, one, more importing your mano, Abain sisimo. And yes, so Abaino, you people do not cheat us. So Abain is going to make its decent revenue, and you, the people, to bring in a munyomano, Abain sisimo and Jimusika, Sebio, Ebewra Udiay, Usika Udijum. Why should Guta come out and say they have an issue with the system? The reason why it's a Gutamo, na omusuninan, it is because sa system we no enkwe ye. The publican system enkwa wedding. The publican system enya fantini, enya santini, enya buruni, enya kroboni. The publican system enimo bi nuani oni baba. It does not care about who is in the Jubilee House. The publican system that is assisting the Ghana Customs at the port, it does not know anybody at Eddie Benshia or anybody at Yana's Air Palace. The publican system does not know any tribe. It does not know any religious leader. The publican system is there to deliver what is before it and then send the record to the customs, and the customs also have the right to also double check what the publican system has done. It's a transparent in and out system which will benefit even the importers. Why should Aya Guta come out and say we are against this? We don't want this thing to happen. It is because majority of the people are joining Guta, I'm telling you. The leadership of Guta, they are importers and they take advantage of our ports. Guta leadership it is because they are stealing from us from the ports. It is because they have been taking advantage of us for years. Now, when an Ajini Juma or two aba or pay change or person aba way to make enough money to take care of the needs of the Ghanaian will be against this kind of system. Because when John Mahama said a nation that we all have to build, reset, and make sure things go in our favor, this is what he meant. And you see, I like the way Atoforsen and the GRA are working together to make sure, say, the amount of money we are losing, or Statica and or say, last year we lost 11 billion just to people at the port. Last year, Ghana port, you losing 11 billion cedis. Sasike nyina hye. Et is sika ye free gold board in a year. Gold board made 10 billion. We made loss of 11 billion. Now you see how serious this is. Now if this system in 2 weeks it may generate 1.2 billion, who in their right senses will get up and say I am against it? We need to applaud Atoforsen. We need to applaud this man. They have come together to deliver. I don't care who you are. So I will give you the credit. When you go wrong too, I will not spare you, and that is my job here. My job here is to make sure the NDC, the people, the citizenry, will be satisfied. So when they go wrong and you're not doing things right, I'll sit here and let Ghanaians understand, say, this isn't going in favor of Ghanaians. This isn't right. Things have to be checked, and that is my job. I believe, so let us all support the GRA, the finance minister. This initiative is the best. Imagine we have this kind of AI system supporting government institutions nationwide. Do you know the amount of money we would have made? And the Ghana institutions, Libya, the leakages in those institutions. If gradually we are able to roll out this kind of system support, that supports agencies, public servants in their work, in their deliberation, how they work, checking transparency and blocking leakages. Do you know the amount of money we will make as a nation without going out there to borrow? And this is, you told John Mahama, MPP Bobby Siadodo, MPP Jimmy, Omunim Nyansa, they can't think out of the box. Now you have a government that is thinking, a government that is basically bringing in ideas, that is changing, preserving, keeping money in Ghana. Our pot making money for us. This is a government that thinks. This is a leadership that is ready to be innovative, a leadership that is ready to accept new technology to help transform, save, bring in revenue, and make sure, say, a corona additional Monsano, simple basic things that they have been able to provide. Yet, Kroma 8 years, none of our regional hospitals was resourced or tooled, all because the government was not able to bring in revenue. The only source of revenue and MPP for the Ghana was money they were borrowing outside through a bond. But this is a government for a year and almost 4 months. This government has been able to generate revenue internally. And they are acquiring around the nation. Internally generated funds. And these are the things that is going to give the government money. We can generate money from home and then we can build our nation from within. Then later, we will look at our options. And that is what this government is doing. Into Guta for her. This is Guta. You see, how can a group, let me show you this. How can a group, almost Ghana, how can a group say Guta demands immediate withdrawal of GRA tax force? How can a group do that? These are the same people who will be blaming politicians. Hey, politicians will come and steal from us. The politician is trying to protect us. The politician is bringing new ideas, initiative, systems to block the leakages for you and I to benefit. You know? The same Guta is demanding immediately, say, the system they support, or they can steal from us. I support the system. The Publican AI needs to stay. They need to better it. As time goes on, they are going to see some mistakes with it. They will, technically, it's technology. They will better it. They will change some things. It will be perfect. So we should all support Ato Forsen. We should support Anthony Sapon, the GRA commissioner. We should support this government led by John Mahama. Let us support them to shaping the future of this nation. Right now, we are talking about a country where the health system is being retooled. The health system is getting on its feet. Look at this. And the DNAC. The health minister spoke, and what we call primary health care policy. 15th of this month, Abanwe be rolling out. Busangu say, Abani yesika weng. What to say, government of Ghana, Ako Bobisiawa Bruchiri say, or the Bible making sure say, free primary health care no, policy no rolling out. No, these are all internally generated funds. Sikana yenyan report no, emubina yetumide yes anyoma way. Now, there will be no cost within the free primary health care program. Only things needed, the only thing needed is a valid national ID. Now, Mamin Jujum, and the health minister, Ebekachre say, Ghana is ready. Readiness, and they say, we are, as a nation, we are going to roll out a policy, a friend, free primary health care. Now, about America, Mamin can answer the Meko, Mamin Chow, the AC. Also, they be a case health insurance or Ghana. Obi to me case Mako hospital. Na me call no. Yase me yare ninti. Yare no and health insurance in cover. It is true. Aha nyina wa ha. In America, obi to Mako hospital. Oko hospital we they assess we are. Obi to Mako say yare we na wo de buy no. Sa yare we insurance in cover. Ube here this kind of insurance to cover this sickness. Ekroma wa ha. Oko regular hospital na yare wo ho. The first job of the health system, the first job I would say abani ye say, as far as you are a Ghanaian or American, I to make show an ID that you are an American. No, you have to be primary health care. You need to receive it. It ende no America and say me call hospital. The doctor na obehumino. All that he needs to do is say, my far through the system numa ya jatu say me American ni. Whatever is happening to me, they need to assess me. Now, almost assess who we are. Now, much I will say, Yaria o de buy no, and yet Yaria. Yaria o buy no, and yet para any code biko Yaria. In fact, Yaria way there, ebe here say, yebe you akuma. Now, when it comes to those kind of surgeries, any Yarena a huna, you will need some special funding and also insurance to be able to treat that. In no. Also tell you say primary health care na aye adwuma anything as over America. Na say we are na call hospital you are sure to say you. Nobody is going to drive you away because Obebusa said, "Oh, health insurance card wing and ufree." The first thing the hospital needs to do is to get you in for you to get that basic primary health care. Now, NDC Abano, they have decided to roll out free primary health care policy. Now, what is going to happen in the say? And the way Yarina Oko Ghana, Akando, as the health minister, no, through the leadership, a way through the leadership of John Mahama, no, what they have been able to do in the say. And we are Ghana ni na national ID and a Ghana card. Now we are no hospital should send you back and say, Mr. Kwansa, and then you will run hospital way. And now from the time I be rolling out this policy, no, we run hospital way. Now we run hospital way, no. Ye busane say ne Ghana ne health insurance card in wenti ompia bontene ebi ni ho biem. Hospital no you get access to the hospital provider sano. Hospital no access we are. Na omu wie na yema that first primary care ni we are. Na ye ebia further tests. Na oyare ne ohono ebe hia a lot of funds to cover that sickness na eno na health insurance no ebem. Enya yare bia na 2 cities a treaty. Enya yare bia na 10,000 Ghana treaty. Enya yare bia na 500 Ghana treaty. Yare bia wa uhia 100,000 Ghana. Yare bia wa uhia 2 million Ghana. What this policy seems to do in the say, or seeks to do in the say, we are Ghana in Kwana so ukuta Ghana card. Na ura hospital bia automatically. I was a hospital no etiwasem. I was a hospital no accessor. I was a hospital no MO basic healthcare assistance. And they also winya. Se blade in a cow, uwe jumem, and there be an accident be a see, a minor, a basic, urawa, I was saying making sure say, sa assistance in winya. Into we no we further checks no na bia o yare na o de buy no e yare a se be say e sika fo yare a ehia sika kese a. That is when health insurance sika sem ni ade ade bem. It basically what this government has done and they say and so we Ghana ni nkwana say oh Ghana card say yare bow na ura hospital nobody can tell you say kofie I was say at least hospital no ejew na omo hwe dia wu kom obu o ha ni yam de tutu no. Now, so one general answer the yum tutu na ejina and winter obefa it is very important to say, sa a basic treatment, free basic treatment, ubenya ebu America ha, and the America oh ya rebi na say a serious ura hospital wa yam pamo ya beje watowo ya de obetom paso ya be assess so ebi obe here first aid obe here some treatment you primary ya de be ma by a real doctor be read report at show say o ya rewe no ebe here $100 million into no or health insurance card wing. Etitetena now ko hospital na yom shisho mini health insurance ba mitini am yakeke oh moje to me ba mini health insurance nti apam no ebi ni hobium ya bejew am make sure say sa moje na etu mprempren ho na ya be hwew ba ye wi a na acho so moje na etu no enye moje keke na bia yare bia asebio ye be hia enough money to treat. And today under NDC under Akando under Abanwe no slowly they are going to roll out what we call the free primary healthcare policy. And you see, they are going to roll this policy out. They are going to do it in phases. Almost from now to 2028, now at least every single health facility in Ghana, at least every facility biano, that primary healthcare system working there. So Ghana Nibia, Sebio, Obera Hospital biano, or assured to say at least obenya that primary healthcare. That assistance immediately. Because you already be over. But because emergency man but right now, no, every hospital some will release our policy way out in the next 2 years. On the phases from end to 2026 end, I think say phase 1. Almost in phases 2028. Now almost BBR. Now every part of this nation open a health insurance, a primary health care now, you will get it. In fact, Akando Ekanyo let me see, say, team, get me some of the videos. Now, I'm in summer Okanye when he met the press today. We a health minister, Mr. Akando. Let me get team. Let me get. Tim, you need to pull out the videos for me. Okay, I have it. Mr. Akando, what he said today. Time at Ushia Personal to speak to Ghana for about this primary healthcare policy.
Let me highlight what the policy covers. In clear terms, it ensures that when a Ghanaian visits a primary health facility, they will be able to receive a range of essential services. And these include routine screening for conditions such as hypertension, diabetes, obesity, and mental health conditions. It also includes cancer screening, maternal and child health services such as antenatal care, postnatal care, immunization, and growth monitoring, as well as health promotion activities such as NCD risk counseling, promotion of family planning, immunization, safe water management, menstrual hygiene, and the treatment of common conditions like malaria, diarrhea, and respiratory infections. In addition, basic emergency care, counseling, and referral services will be provided. These are the services that address the majority of health needs in our population. And survey has it that about 80% of our health needs is the primary health care. So if you get our primary health care right, what it means is that we are getting our system right and we'll have a resilient health sector and health system.
This is not a joke. Oh. This thing you see is simple like that. And now from the government will need 1.2 billion every year to make sure say Wapomodin, Ura Hospital no BP, Ura Hospital, Sebio or mental problem, Ura Hospital, or maybe some malaria, or Ura Hospital, antenatal, a war, any other. Sign your money in a dear your friend or free primary health care, no, it will cover these things. This and the funny thing is, oh yeah, you don't need a dear your friend no health insurance card. These are basic things. Also, Ura Hospital. Nakasa me mame na kumo or see a geno near Shano. Oh, minya ba okowuyo or baba wa wewie bibi say to no or see a geno. Malaria be testing so yambusa so health insurance card we busa so Ghana card wen e was sa nipa no enti yare bebrea inti abana tenase assess yare dodo a sebio e bo Ghana for pa eno no de nyina ko hye free primary health care nase. Inti yare ananka first no also call hospital na obafie no sa yare na eku nkofo no aban say ye obibi afre no the free primary health care and the Ghana card nko na say and they say obi na koma yare aba yare ne ko bibi to say hypertension ana oyi ye nua bi na adwum ka no ana say obi akowo wa wawie na BBC obi nyum obewo na BBC sa nyom na udu hospital a ye mbusa so health insurance wen John Mahama any NDC aban say and the omo be start from this year, omo be making sure say hospital do what Ghana ni nyina no. Omo that capacity to roll out or to receive what Ghana ni no. Cause you say NDC for policy way, also NDC in Kasai, they are affecting people. They are changing lives. Now, yes, I put the woko. Remember, obo ha yede ne ko na bia ne yare no ano din e kwankro. And they are Mahama ke ho. Say yare bia bo yire, yare bia bo nua. Na yede nako for primary health care we na bia yare no e fall out of primary health care. You can apply to dear friend Mahama Cares. No, I can say, oh, me yire ne yare ne de sebio enye free primary care de betumi take care of him. Ne yare ne so cancer, tumor, den. Inti traba Mahama Cares sika putu dem a obo bia da koda no. Monhwe ma asem ma me na moma sika emfanye sa operation no ekoso. It apart from free primary health care no NDC by led by Mahama no wasai be a photo a friend Mahama Cares yare kwankura sebio enya 1,000 Ghana ye this fight 20,000 Ghana yare sika pudio na fight no ubetimi apply to Mahama Cares no ma read no ka say da bi report we there e was say aban edi sika boawo. This is governance. Say ni akekere man enya nkwasi aforoma be ye nkwasi akeka hwe ade ma chechire mu akire wo ya Ghana ni a wakoma nto wiem unya hope sebio wo maame a wotenkran na wo maame tie kurase Debia, ye de no ko, they see any health insurance card no. Nancy, I can say the obi cause but o card no way, o health insurance card, she date no, enchemu, and the side any bin wo. Ya rebe brace free primary health care under the leadership of Akando. They are making sure say Ghana for do no, omoko hospital, mesa be fie. Ya ombenya sa a treatment na sa be fie. Let us get these things serious. Let us, you see, these are conversations that we need to have. Anytime me catch say, I want to guide you. Me pese me boawo. Me pese me chiro say ne aban chechire tie, or man chechire tie. Say ma NDC international for the next 42 years it will get to a point untu kwan free Ghana ko hwa ho yare wa abrochire. Me dwumanie, we no Nyankopon, ya wo me na me kuta mic. Me drop ya na ma me sa de shame nsem. Me sa drop ya na ma pa de shame nsem. Om se yakokọ ne ko dwam. Eni tina maba enjudwamu tina mo ha internal Ghana ni a also bow nsema NDC ka se we die ye beboa ma na tena ase ache impete yi MPP impete yi omo ba omeda na ebusua omo start agimi omo start atonton he ma me kire MPP ene omo tena ha muntie Kufuado na dan Kufuado ende one ne hene muntie Kufuado ende na Kufuado for 8 years da be na oti se Kufuado teso for 8 years no ye the equipment bi echo share hospital bi asesa hospital equipment uti bi da 8 years Kufuado better power ote se na dan Kufuado regional hospital district hospital hospitals are eya ban hospitals ya kosesa hospital equipment ya sisa system ya OTB for 8 years achichide wetina Ghana the tisa ate eno namo na show boy and the Kufuado ko opposition a muntie kwasi akeka hene muntie no.
Agenda 111 was designed to correct this imbalance by constructing district hospitals, regional hospitals for the newly created regions, specialized psychiatric facilities, and the rehabilitation of key health institutions across the country. It is a program that reflects a simple but powerful principle that no Ghanaian, regardless of location, should be denied access to quality health care. We must also be honest. Not every project was realized. Not every project was completed. Some facilities reached advanced stages but could not be finished before our term ended. Agenda 111 must be continued.
The NPP cannot be underestimated. You know it, I know it.